Hi there, warm greetings to you. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I want to talk to you about another $1 billion that Joe Biden has decided to send over to Ukraine. And for anybody that's counting, that would bring the total up to about $85 billion now. And you really got to ask, what is Ukraine getting with all of that money and where is that money going? Because it's quite a bit of money. In fact, if we were to just compare it to F-16s. Earlier this year, uh, America had a sale of F-16s to Jordan where they sold for just over $26 million a piece. Now, if we were to see how many F-16s we could fit into $85 billion, we'd end up with over 3,000. So this money is sufficient for good weaponry. One of the problems, though, is the Ukrainians are bleeding people so fast that they don't have time to train people up on advanced weapon systems. So the Ukrainians are losing about 1 to 200 people per day. And the new recruits, or call them recruits, the new conscripts that are being found throughout the cities are only getting 5 days of training before being sent to the front lines. And anybody who knows anything about military training or combat training knows that 5 days is just wholly inadequate. So why are we sending all this money to Ukraine still? What are we getting out of it? And how are we benefiting? Now, I just want to be clear, I'm not a pro-Russian fan or a Russian stooge. I just think that our country, our federal government currently poses more of a risk to us, our security, and our happiness than the Russians do. And helping out Ukraine is not helping out the world right now. And another issue with the weaponry is the maintenance of the weapons. Take the M777 howitzer, for example. There's a lot of maintenance that has to be done on that cannon in order to keep it functioning. You can't just keep throwing shells through it and then expect it to just keep on working. There's hydraulic fluid and other things that have to be changed out or serviced in those weapons. So we may be getting the weapons to them, but they're not getting the supporting materials to keep those weapons running. Now, take a look at this. So what you're seeing here is a video of a Russian soldier finding a Ukrainian flak jacket. And when he picks it up, he's going to open it up and look inside where normally the SAPI plates would go, which are designed to protect you from, small rounds fire, like 7.62 at the most, maybe. But here are what is inside of Ukrainian SAPI plates, or excuse me, plate carriers. And this is not $85 billion worth of defense protection. I can tell you that right now. Now, Zelensky is supposed to be getting our support because he's a democratic, freedom-loving person in Eastern Europe who's going to help stop the dangerous communists from spreading further west. Well, Zelensky is actually acting like a little Eastern European dictator himself. He's also been recently accused by Amnesty International of using civilian buildings and structures as places for the military, the Ukrainians, to hide or to run operations out of, which obviously has caused the Russians to target those civilian structures. Now, Zelensky wants to cry and say that it's Russian war crimes that they're targeting all these civilian structures, but in reality, Zelensky just took one out of the Taliban playbook. And also recently, Zelensky suspended 11 opposition parties. This is all based off of suspicion of Russian collusion, which may sound familiar. You wonder where they get that, huh? And also, Azov Nazis who were being held prisoner of war in Donetsk were killed by a rocket attack that directly hit the building they were all staying in. Zelensky originally tried to blame this on the Russians, but unfortunately, there was debris found at the site, and there were, let's say, remnants of HIMARS rockets around to where you could tell exactly where it came from. Now, Russia doesn't use HIMARS rockets. In fact, HIMARS rockets were given to the Ukrainians by the Americans. And the thing about HIMARS rockets is they're GPS guided missiles. So it's really hard to accidentally hit a target with a HIMARS. So Zelensky, really, the biggest problem with him is you got to realize Zelensky is an actor. He's not a military mastermind. He's not someone who's studied all these military histories and how to run a military and how to win a war. He's an actor, and he's playing a part right now. He's doing what an actor thinks a military leader should do and look like. And I'm telling you right now, he's screwing up badly. Now, I am tired of giving our money to other countries that are just wasting it and putting it in their own pockets, which is most likely, more than likely, what is happening right now with the money going to Ukraine. Again, I'm not saying that Russia should be held up as the greatest nation in the world. I totally disagree with that. I think they're probably just as bad as the Ukrainians. But right now, we have bigger worries. We have bigger troubles here at home, and we need to stop shoveling money overseas to people who are just going to use it to make themselves more prosperous. So thanks for watching this. Like this video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you next time. Peace be with you.